Amir Khan versus Kell Brook is still a big fight, and if I was Eddie Hearn, I would be pushing to make this one happen. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Remstar Says So. So, Amir Khan's Matchroom contract might have recently expired, but if I was Eddie Hearn, I'd be trying to sign him up for another free fight deal or multiple fight deal or even a one-time fight deal to fight Kell Brook. The reason why is because Matchroom Boxing is falling to absolute fucking shit right now. Anthony Joshua is about to fight a delivery driver for the so-called unified titles on the 1st of June. I don't know why, but Eddie Hearn wants to become really Americanized and keep saying June 1. And I think it's starting to sort of rub off on me because I've said June 1 a few times recently to friends. The 1st of June. That's when he's fighting, not fucking June 1. That don't make no sense, bruv. Anyway, so, you can imagine that when Anthony Joshua fights whoever it is, the milkman, the postman, the delivery driver, I don't know, his classroom teacher from year 7 GCSE French, whoever he's fighting, nobody wants to see it. And I think he's going to do terrible numbers on the box office. Fair enough, once upon a time, Anthony Joshua was guaranteed 30 million to fight Big Baby Miller. Is the Zone still going to guarantee him a 30 million pound check or dollar check to fight, the postman? I don't think he is. So, maybe that 30 million came with a caveat that, he's fighting Jarrell Miller. And had they had made the Ortiz fight, he'd probably still get 30 million, maybe even more. But, do I really think that, does the Zone really think they're going to make money on Anthony Joshua fighting Manuel Charr, Andy Ruiz, Trevor Bryan, Michael Hunter, or any other little rollover sort of, delivery man driver? No. Realistically, this fight should have been cancelled. And realistically, I think they fucked themselves. But anyway, this isn't a fight. This isn't a video about Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. This one is about Amir Khan and Kell Brook. So I've already gone into the reason why I think this fight could be a good one, because Anthony Joshua's fucked himself. Secondly, you've got Dillian Whyte, the other pay-per-view star supposedly in that promotional banner, and he's fighting Oscar Rivas. Oscar Rivas is a guy who was supposed to fight Tyson Fury on regular BT and regular ESPN via Top Rank and BT Sports Queensberry Promotions. Obviously, the negotiations between those two fell through, and now Eddie Hearn has gone and got that same knockover job and stuck him on pay-per-view. So us, the great British fans, we now need to pay £19.95 to watch Dillian Whyte fight a knockover opponent, while he prays to the gods of Mauricio Sullivan at the WBC that he becomes either mandatory for the WBC title or one of AJ's belts. So, this is going to be another fight that's going to do very badly on the pay-per-view numbers. And let's be honest, Dillian Whyte and AJ, these are the first pay-per-views that Eddie Hearn's doing all year. And usually Eddie Hearn does a pay-per-view once a month or once every other month. So that just shows you how shit his current roster is and how lacking of talent it is. All of a sudden, AJ versus Big Baby Miller, that's gone. And Dillian Whyte, who, they were talking about fighting Ortiz and talking about fighting Povetkin and all of the good stuff in between, he's now fighting Oscar Rivas, a guy with a highly padded record who nobody particularly knows, who's about 5'10" and should really be fighting at the middleweight division. So, another shit fight with another shit pay-per-view figures to come in. I don't think that Dillian Whyte is at this level yet where he can fight the milkman, the postman, the delivery driver, the checkout guy from Sainsbury's, like what AJ can do and still deliver good numbers. But Eddie Hearn and Sky Sports, they do not post the numbers of pay-per-view fights, and I think what they do is hype up the fights and hype up how much those fighters are making. So this is why I come back to this again. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook is the last fight that Eddie Hearn can make where he's actually going to sell a lot of prices and he's going to get a lot of money on the pay-per-view. This is still a fight that everybody wants to see, and nobody's going to care whether Amir Khan got knocked out by Crawford or not, whether he quits or got knocked out. You sort of decide it how you want to. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook, this is a fight for years, and you know, these are two people that generally don't like each other. The rivalry between these two has been going on for the best part of 5 to 10 years, and they've been under the same promotional banner. I think, just like most people, when Amir Khan signed for Matchroom, I think we were all thinking the same thing. Finally, the Kell Brook fight's going to happen. And they were in negotiations, but negotiations fell through. The reason why is because, one, Amir Khan refused to fight at a catch weight or go up to 154. He insisted that the fight took place at welterweight, and he also insisted that there'd be a 10-pound rehydration clause, similar to what the IBF puts in, and Kell Brook wasn't going to sort of stand for that. I think Amir Khan also asked for a clear A-side advantage in terms of the purse and the pay-per-view breakdown, and from what I've been told, Amir Khan asked for a 70-30 split. I don't think the money was the biggest issue for Kell Brook, actually. I think it was more fighting at 147 pounds and the 10-pound rehydration clause. Everybody knows that Kell Brook has been struggling to get down to 147 probably for the past 2, 3, maybe 4 years. And I think that's the reason why he went up in weight to fight Golovkin, just to give himself a break, because, you know, Kell Brook has literally been killing himself over the years to make that 147 weight. When he fought Errol Spence, I thought he looked a little bit drained, and you could see when like the complete paradigm shift took place, where you could see the dehydration in Kell Brook really sort of took over, because that was when you could see Errol Spence was much more comfortable at the weight at the time, and he sort of took over. And you know, we all know what happened. He broke Kell Brook's orbital socket, and then Kell Brook ended up taking the knee. But yeah, Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. This is still a fight that most people in Britain want to see. I think most people would expect Kell Brook to win, but you know, apart from that Terence Crawford fight, you can never really count off Amir Khan, because we all know he's got super speed, he's got good power, he's got a half-decent boxing brain, and until he gets hit flush on the chin, which he usually does, in most fights, apart from the Crawford fight, he's usually winning, and he's usually up on the cards. So, you know, this is a fight I'd want to see. I would expect if Brook can make it down to 147 and hit that rehydration clause, you know, I'd probably fancy Brook, but, you know, we all know that Kell Brook, he really struggles with his weight now these days. And he does have options, because he was made mandatory challenger to fight Jarrett Hurd, but it looks like he's taking that fight and running away from it because he's scared to death. But, you know, this is a fight for Eddie Hearn to get some sort of pounds in on the balance sheet. He's not going to do good numbers with AJ versus whoever AJ fights. He's not going to do good numbers with Dillian Whyte. This is a fight that could definitely do 1 million, 1.5 million pay-per-views. People want to see this fight. The great British public have been asking for this fight for so long that I think, you know, just the intrigue of it all, people will go out and buy it. This will generate shitloads of money for both fighters, and Eddie Hearn will get paid on either side if he can re-sign Amir Khan, because I do believe that Amir Khan's contract obligations with Matchroom after that Crawford fight are now finished. So yeah, this is a fight I want to see. I don't give a fuck about who AJ's fighting now. I don't give two crumbs about who Dillian Whyte's fighting. And you know, Matchroom, they don't have any more sort of pay-per-view stars. Charlie Edwards did defend his WBC belt, but that was a Matchroom Saturday night sort of fight. And you know, if Eddie Hearn wants to keep sort of making shitloads of money, he needs to keep sticking these fighters on pay-per-view. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you still want to see this fight? If it's on pay-per-view, would you pay for it? Would you go down to the O2 or a small stadium if Eddie Hearn can find one? Let me know your thoughts on this. Hit like, hit subscribe, share this video. That's the end of the show, because Remstar says so.